the final lap, he was racing for third, protecting the lead of Michael Waltrip and his son. Two cars touch. Earnhardt's number 3 and Ken Schrader launched to the fourth turn wall. Schrader climbed from the wreckage, walked over to Earnhardt's car, and called for paramedics. The race had ended. Waltrip had won. Earnhardt Jr. ran not to victory lane, but toward his father's car. Followed the ambulance to Halifax Medical Center.
Up to the center. Bowman pushed by Kligerman. Somehow they got out of it and saved it. Hornish now back behind Stewart. Up to the outside. 2 is Brian Scott.
See, Tony Stewart just bulled his way through there to get an opportunity. And he's going to have it, too.
Final corner at Daytona. Who's going to get here first? Regan Smith 7. Keselowski 22. Stewart 33. And contact. Smith turned around. Tony Stewart is going to win this race. And a terrible crash coming to the finish.
This is a big, big wreck.
Kyle Larson's car with the front end severely torn off. He's bailing out of the car. Part of that car did pierce the catch fencing shy of the start-finish line. You see some of the others involved.
They can't do this for 10 laps.
Eric Jones around. Back across the field. The big one, part 2 at Daytona.
Yeah, they can't do this.
Stay high. Nice straight. Did anybody hit you there, Kel?
A horrific crash for Kyle Busch, who slid through the infield grass and went head-on into the inside wall. And he is climbing from that car, and that is an unbelievable sight. Wow.
I mean, he hit that wall head-on. Looked like he never even slowed down.
And you see Kyle here being tended to by medical officials. And he is alert and obviously talking, and that's a great sign.
Kyle is pushing Eric Jones, or behind Jones. Looks like there might have been some contact there.
There you see Kyle, top of your screen.
Kyle bumps into Larson, and it turns him to the left. Elliott Sadler hit there by Brendan Gaughan.
And there's the 54. You saw the impact.
Check up. Down. Keep on hard. We're in it.
Chase Elliott already beat up from an earlier accident.
16 in your mirror.
Had a front row seat as well.
9 to go. 20 going to go in the middle. Be a big wreck behind. Big wreck behind. Caution. We're fine.
I think looked like he thought he had it cleared just from the side.
Clear behind him. Go low. One is that. Come on, keep coming low. They're coming down. One coming down. Keep it back high. Out on the track. Clear. Track is clear. Keep coming there. Track is clear.
And Kyle, he was trying to save it as long as he could. He was just barely going sideways. He was trying to save it, and then he noticed, it was obvious he couldn't get it saved. And
they've stabilized, or tried to, that right leg. And we'll continue to follow the story with Kyle Busch, injured in a crash.
.68 cars leave the pit and move smoothly into the first turn behind the pace car. Bill France, president of NASCAR, the National Association for Stock Cars, leads them around. On the pole position, inside front row, Carl Burris, car number 20. Banju Matthews, Fireball Roberts, and Marion Farr complete the first 2 rows. When the pace car dives into the pit road on the next go-round, the green flag will turn them loose. Moving smartly out of the long first and second turn, they reached the backstretch of the 2.5-mile speedway completed only 1 year ago. They're moving faster now, riding higher on the 31-degree bank turn, designed for speeds of 200 miles an hour. The pace car's off the track. Here they come. They're racing. Matthews grabs the lead. Fireball Roberts right behind him as they climb the bank into the first turn. Roaring down the backstretch, 68 cars play follow the leader at 150 miles an hour. Out of the fourth turn, end of lap 1. The leader's at record speed, but the rest of the field is in trouble back in the fourth turn. The most fantastic pileup in auto racing history takes 37 cars out of the race. Some drivers free themselves from the wrecked cars to find out, is anyone hurt? There's a serious threat of fire. Fuel tanks were split by the impact. All drivers accounted for, only 8 of the 37 drivers suffered even minor cuts and bruises. And perhaps most amazing of all, no fire. Roll bars, crash helmets, seat belts, and Lady Luck saved lives this afternoon. 24 of the 37 cars are wrecked. 12 are totally demolished. The others are moved to their pits for quick repair, if possible.
Field is deployed and how they shuffle at this 190-mile-per-hour speed. All of these cars fighting to win the 500.
Look at Jarrett in the green car. He jumped down the inside. It's putting him up in the 3rd place. A while ago, we saw Jarrett and Earnhardt were capable of pull away a little bit. They're trying to bring it in.
Trouble behind. Rusty Wallace is turning over.
Rusty Wallace, 20 feet in the air, spinning, crashing.
Well, I'll tell you, when they're running that close together and jockeying around position, you just know that things like this are going to happen. And a very unfortunate situation for Rusty Wallace.
Racing back to the line.
To the flag as Dale Jarrett moves.
Junior will win at Daytona. And the big one happens behind them.
Oh, my God.
Of Austin Dillon into the catch fence. All the crews getting out to that car to assist these drivers. Thumbs going up from all the crew members, and the crowd roars. Look at the catch fence on the front straight. Crew members pulling. Austin Dillon out, he's walking. The damage to the 4 of Kevin Harvick. What an incredible sight to see Austin Dillon walking away from that 3 car that is demolished.
Yeah, the 11 gets kind of stuck in the middle there and comes across the Ford's bumper. As he does, he spins back in, gets the 3 airborne, and he just gets projected off the other cars right up into the fence.
He went from the bottom of the racetrack over 2 rows of cars and into that catch fence.
Here we go. You can see him on the bottom. Rex starts in front. He runs in the back of the 24. Gets up on the 11. Now he's on top of the 51.5, and now it's just along for the ride.
Yeah,
watch the car stop. Watch the car stop. It gets into those poles, and it goes from, I don't know what, 180, 190 miles an hour, I'm just guessing, to a complete stop. That is
Trouble!
Start-finish line. Logano comes down into Paul Menard. One car gets up on top of a group and goes flipping over and over, and the 30 lands on its roof. That's Parker Kligerman.
Cole Witt's teammate that just wrecked in that first caution.
And Brandon Davis's team, Swan Energy, suddenly has 2 cars torn up. There's Dave Blaney with the single car 77 team.
Look at a coil spring there that's come out of one of these race cars, a rear coil spring.
As they come off turn number 4, that's Menard to the inside and Kligerman, the 30, to the outside.
Actually, Matt Kenseth in the 20 looks like he kicked up into Joey Logano in the 22 that turned him sideways.
Trevor Bayne, the 21, looked to me, Larry, like he was going to bump draft. Got him going. A lot of different looks here.
So Kenseth, the yellow car right in the middle in front of Logano, right here. Trying to get with his teammate Kyle Busch, but comes back up. That tips Logano into Trevor Bayne. His nose catches Paul Menard, who plows into Kligerman, who gets up in the air on top of Menard's car. And who's that underneath? Black car.
That's the 83 car of Ryan Truex.
And it was Ryan who got out of the car quickly in the black fire suit and was running to check on Kligerman. 3 wide drafting here. Kenseth down a little bit, but Menard is there. And he just moves Logano enough that Joey loses control, gets into Menard. The white car of Kligerman, the black car of Truex, and the white car of Blaney, all stacking up at the start-finish line.
And Trevor Bayne in that 21 car may have gotten a little bit of damage, but Lord, it could have been a whole lot worse for him.
A scary crash. Here's our camera on top of the safer barrier right at start-finish.
Safety fence is doing a great job.
Oops.
Did we lose our camera?
Yes, we did.
And Kenny, you've run this track so many times. That is one of the fastest places of this racetrack. And as Darrell has always pointed out, there's not a lot of banking there, and you're turning a pretty sharp turn.
And you can see 2 places where part of the chain link fencing is torn away. And there was a splitter from one car that ended up right there in the fence. And so that area is going to have to be repaired. But look at the big cables between those huge stanchions that do the bulk of the work of keeping the cars where they belong down on the racetrack. And that's all above the 3 feet of safer barrier that the cars were sliding along. Those are some 1-inch and some 2-inch cables. That area has all been reinforced after last year's nationwide race here, the cables to get to the racetrack. So here is what just happened to put us under the red flag. Kligerman's car getting up in the air on top of Paul Menard, getting a shove from Ryan Truex. There's the splitter being ripped off, and the front end getting against the chain link fence, but all that cabling doing its job to keep the cars where they belong.
Yeah, the catch fence and the cabling, Mike, it's been a huge evolution. If you go back to the spring race at Talladega of 2009 with Carl Edwards and Brad Keselowski, when Carl Edwards got up into the fence, at that point right there, a lot of racetracks made changes to the catch fence. And then obviously what happened here a year ago during the Nationwide Series race, more changes were made at this racetrack and with the catch fence and crossovers at a lot of tracks, but especially.
Why is the NASCAR Craftsman Truck Series on ESPN2 at this hour? This race was supposed to be over at 1:30. Well, a 10-truck pileup on the tri-oval in which Jeffrey Bodine was injured with a fractured right cheekbone and fractured right wrist, right elbow, big toe, and possible ankle fractures. And this is how it all happened, Benny Parsons.
About the 6th or 7th place there. There's Jeffrey Bodine, bam, in the outside retaining wall, and watch as he tumbles down the straightaway. Now, again, right, another truck is going to come along and hit him. Here, watch and listen. From Jeffrey Bodine's onboard, listen. One more angle. Lyndon Amick, the green car, goes down. He and Kurt Busch go up, and they touch the 46 of Rob Morgan, and in the outside retaining wall goes Jeffrey Bodine.
The truck comes totally apart. You'll see the motor flying off there on the left upper portion of your screen. It ended up about 300 feet further down the track. One more view. Look how high he got.
I've been around this sport since 1960, and I've never seen a crash that a vehicle was torn up that bad. There's Jeffrey Bodine after he was taken out of the truck trying to get the oxygen mask off as he's taken to the ambulance.
Benny, just a terrible crash, but all of the safety equipment mandated by NASCAR, the rollover cage, the fireproof equipment, and the catch fence did its job.
Let's also update you. It was multiple fractures, but he's alert and conscious over at Halifax Medical Center. He's going to make a full recovery. Jimmy Kitchens was transported as a precautionary move. Now, there were also 5 spectators that were transported to Halifax. They are in stable condition. 4 other spectators were treated and released from the infield care center. So that is the complete update as you now have it. With this yellow flag situation, you had the option of taking tires, but
Pablo Montoya has crashed and gone aflame.
Holy cow, what happened?
We just got a report that he was complaining about a bad vibration in every gear.
No, Larry, he just slammed
into the jet dryer.
I think he slammed into the jet dryer.
They're trying to clear debris off the racetrack, and the car brakes, won't steer, and he slides up the track and into the back of that surplus helicopter jet engine on a trailer used to dry the racetrack.
Larry, Mike, I saw sparks coming out from the car as if it had a tire down or something. What an incredible turn of events. I've never in my life. Oh my gosh.
And all that spilled jet fuel found something hot to ignite it. Safety workers quickly on the scene. And this is a bizarre twist to this Daytona 500. Down in turn number 3.
Well, I've seen a lot of things, but I don't think I've ever seen anything quite like this. I just wonder if Montoya was going down the back, catching up with the field, and he didn't know the safety truck was up there. They called him on the radio and said, "Watch that safety truck," and the car darted hard right.
And you're looking at what happens when 200 gallons of jet fuel meet a spark, or something very hot after a collision like that. More fire trucks going to the scene. Now that's the front of the race car. It hit the trailer, which went up in the air, and the race car pretty much submarined underneath it.
It's the most bizarre thing I've ever seen.
See the safety trucks up top?
Wow. I mean, it just exploded. When it hit it, it just exploded.
And he was traveling at a high rate of speed, trying to catch back up at the field.
Back of the field.
Montoya climbs away, and the driver of the safety truck was helped from his vehicle, walked down the banking and away.
15th has moved all the way up into the top 10. Top 5 currently running 4th. He's talking about running with Jason White. He says, get outside. Here I come.
They're dead even right now for the lead. Here comes Todd Bodine on the outside too, making it 3 wide back there, about 6 rows back of 2 by 2. But side by side, coming out of turn number 2, around goes the 32 and hard into the wall. Miguel Paludo hard into the wall coming out of turn number 4.
Very reminiscent of Danica's accident in the duel.
Caution comes out for the 5th time. Miguel Paludo running in the top 3. Slides coming out of turn number 4, and then a head-in collision with the inside wall, and what a great sign to see that window net go down, as the safety crew will get to him immediately.
Wonder if he got a little bit of nudge from behind from his teammate James Busher. Everyone was trying so hard on the inside to keep that outside line from coming. Let's see if we see any contact here.
He's the second car on the second truck on the inside line.
Wow, maybe he let off the, maybe he made an evasive action there because of PK Jr.
Wow,
look at the violence.
What an impact.
How violent that was.
That truck weighs 3,700 pounds, and it flies up in the air like that and catches on fire, and yet.
And we saw how quickly Miguel Paludo had put the window net down, was taking his helmet off. Amazing.
I think he got in the back of Nelson Piquet Jr. and when he did, that slowed his momentum, and that's, I think, James Busher got into him. Watch this now.
Look.
It's hard to see. You can see right there.
You could see Piquet get a little bit sideways. That's real-time speed right there.
But I don't know if those trucks make high. I know Piquet got sideways, and then all of a sudden Paludo gets sideways, and these trucks handle well enough. It's hard to understand how this could have happened.
Watch how close now Paludo gets to Piquet.
I think he just made I think the leader just got loose, and Paludo just made an evasive, a bit of a quick move, and he lost his truck maybe.
I think there was contact. Let's see.
Riding along with Ron Hornaday now.
Watch the leader get sideways.
You're right. I don't think there was any contact from front or behind.
And I think Miguel just said, oh no, where's he going? And you remember earlier when Paulie Haraka right there off turn 4 where the track flattens out. You're going very fast there. The banking goes away and the trucks are light there. The back end is light. He makes a move because he sees his teammate a little bit sideways, and into the inside wall he goes.
That truck spins 360 degrees in the air before coming back down on its wheels. And how about this? Miguel Paludo climbing out of that truck and will walk, wave to the fans, walk to the ambulance after such an amazingly hard hit to the inside wall.
Makes you want to go hug NASCAR, Tony.
And Jeff is working him over. Look at that. Jeff's going to move him up out of the groove and get by him.
Whoa, Bush is around. Can he save it this time?
Oh, there you go.
He does. He saves it. But there's a
Jeff Gordon's upside down. Jeff Gordon's upside down.
And Kurt Busch's car is destroyed.
Oh my gosh. Jimmy Johnson's car destroyed.
Track crew quickly on the scene to aid Jeff Gordon. On the radio, he has told his team he is okay.
Yeah, I see him. I think I can see him moving.
And he is okay. Let's see what happened.
I think it's really Jeff trying to get the 18 car Kyle Busch up out of the way.
Pushing on that left side again.
Yeah, he's just working on him, Michael. Kyle was blocking, and Jeff was trying to get him loose and get him up out of the way, and he just got on the left side and spun him out.
Look at the job Ambrose and Boyer did coming through there. And there's our buddy old Brad Keselowski. We ain't seen him up front all night. He's fixing to restart with a chance to win this baby.
Yeah, I asked Larry, I said, is Brad Keselowski in this race?
Well, yeah. Jeff Gordon's car went about 1,000 feet on the driver's door before it barrel rolled to a stop.
Yeah. You see Jeff down there, he just gets down on his left corner, and we've seen that time and time and time again.
You got to stay off the left side. What do we do about that, though, man? How do we fix it? The drivers just have to make the decision that they've got to lay off that left side.
Look at this long slide for Gordon. And that's Kurt Busch tangled up with him and Jimmy Johnson. And that car still hasn't lost much of its momentum as it goes side over side. Jeff Gordon gets a round of applause from the crowd here, and he is okay. Let's take another couple of looks here from ground level. And Jeff Gordon, after sliding 800 feet on the driver's door, up and over and dissipating energy.
Jeff Gordon has emerged from the medical center with a smile on. What a wild ride. What precipitated all that?
Well, you know, it's just getting down to the end of the race, time to go. And me and Jimmy were looking good there. You know, we knew those guys were coming. And once Kyle got in front of me, I was just trying to, you know, keep Jimmy on me and try to stay with Kyle. Every time I got to Kyle's bumper, he just started getting so sideways like he was a lot tonight. And I thought he was going to wreck. I saw him start to spin, so I went to go wide, not knowing that somebody had got to my outside. That turned me into those guys in the wall, and along for a ride we went. And then Collins that winning the race. So pretty wild and crazy way to get it all started. Certainly an exciting finish for the race, so I'm excited about that, but not the way our driver.
Hanging tough here on the restart.
Oh, here we go.
Got trouble. That's Casey Kane that goes sideways. Joey Logano nowhere to go.
Oh, my.
Clint
Half the
Boyer
field
through
is
the grass. The big one at Daytona has happened at lap 97.
That is the huge one at Daytona.
Justin Allgaier.
Oh, and the
Denny
18
Hamlin,
gets on its roof.
And Kyle Busch rolls upside down.
Wow.
See the 26 car of Cole Witt, the 38 of David Gilliland.
Just having a good old time over here. Just hanging around. Okay, just stay buckled up. Let them get you flipped over here.
That's Kyle Busch. Yeah, there goes our antenna on the onboard of the 18. Kyle Busch. And that was I think the slowest rollover
and the latest
I've ever seen.
It was almost like a delayed reaction to the crash. Saw rookie Ryan Truex backing through your picture. He had damage. Safety crews are there.
And let me tell you, that, you know, when you're upside down in one of these cars, Kyle, because you're so buckled in. Let's take a replay here. It looks like the 16 got into the 5 a little bit too hard and just turned him. And man, talk about getting piled up.
Watch the 3 car when we get another replay of Austin Dillon come shooting up through the middle and trying to avoid the accident.
26 of Cole Witt just got into the 18 to turn him over.
And watch Danica in this outside line right here. She and the 2 car of Brad Keselowski. Wow, that 1 car's up in the air right there.
All 4 tires were off the ground.
He just launched.
That was perfect. I mean, she just slowed it down enough to let everything clean off in front of her, as Brad did.
As they got to the corner, as you get to these corners, once the cars go up, they will come back down.
Especially when they slow down.
Yeah, when they slow down, they just come back down the racetrack. And that was, she was in the right place in this line to be able to whoa her car down, not get run over from behind, and just kind of right there, she's nose to nose.
That Austin Dillon, they got through that. That 3 car, man,
Yep.
he did a nice job getting through there as well.
Nice job by him.
We ride with Kyle Busch, who at the end of this mess goes on his roof.
22's pushing to 41. Easy, easy, easy. Get lower, 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 lower. We're in it.
Right here. And it was just because his car was on the banking and on the apron, just at the right enough angle for somebody to just kind of toss him upside down.
She runs up on the outside there, gets into the front, just gets hit in the back by the 26 car that ends up hitting the 18 car. So she's probably got a little nose damage and a little bit in the back of the car.
Second time today
really
she's dodged a bullet.
Yeah, from the in car here.
In front of you. Stay high, back it down, 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 back it down.
Just barely gets into the car in
Still
front of her. I
inside
think
you,
that's
still
the
inside you.
38.
No lane. What do you got here? What do you got?
That's a good job.
And it just opens
I mean, I
up.
got hit in the front back, but...
Really good job.
With Dale Earnhardt Jr., who had just gotten back on the lead lap.
And Dale got it slowed down enough.
Yeah.
To where he could stay away from it.
Okay, around the outside, up by the wall if you can.
That's perfect.
As you look at the carnage as he drives by away.
And that's why you want to be on the lead lap here.